Warning, spoilers for Monster House ahead. Hello!
Buenos
Welcome
dias.
back. This is Real Shit with RJ, Wally. We're going to talk about Monster House, and this is going to be fun because I'm very sure we're going to have very different opinions. So,
Which is
let's
very
talk.
surprising
Yes.
because I'm just gonna say this movie is great. Um,
Yeah,
I'm gonna start out just with the animation first of all.
it's bad. It did not age well, right?
Okay,
Animation didn't age well.
here's where I think we falter. I can't believe we're already different here. Okay, so here's my thing with the animation.
Yeah, shoot.
For the purpose of the movie, it makes everything seem more like, I don't know, more because it's more than just claymation.
Yeah.
I watched the like.
Is it claymation?
No.
Okay, I didn't think
When
so.
I-
It does look like that. It looks like to me, it looks like CGI claymation and puppets put together.
No, it's
That's just how it
well
looks
the
to
house
me.
the house is when it like towards the end when it like rips itself
When
out
it
of the house.
when it's walking.
Yeah, that's like a combination of CG and claymation.
Pretty cool.
But I had the DVD, so I had all the bonus features and stuff. So I watched the making of.
Man, I miss bonus features. It's one thing streaming does not get right.
Right. What a
It's
different
bonus
time.
features.
Disney is with the Marvel stuff at least.
Yeah, but everyone else,
Yeah.
and that's only with the Marvel stuff.
That's
That's
true.
Marvel putting in the effort.
Look. Anyway,
I digress.
I watched the making of the movie.
Yeah.
And for like the faces, if I'm not mistaken, they were like motion capture.
Okay, it makes
for
sense.
the close-ups.
Yeah,
It was like, but because you know how old it is, it came out
2006 or 7,
yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
somewhere in that time. But that was when like motion capture was starting to get,
yeah,
it was
because
starting to advance.
there's this funny video from the making of Guitar Hero 3 where Slash is in a mocap suit.
God.
And so all you see is his face.
Yeah.
But he still has his sunglasses on.
Of course he does.
So just imagine Slash just his face with sunglasses. And he's just sitting there on a guitar and it just looks really funny.
It's beautiful.
But no, okay, that
What a
makes
time.
sense. Because, and I think that's what makes it weird to me. Because, everything on, their facial expressions were just so, perfect because
Yeah.
they're mocapped.
Yeah.
It just made it look really strange.
Yeah. The type of animation also was like they wanted it to look like it was claymation,
Yeah,
but they wanted the movements to be
realistic.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
which is weird.
with claymation, you can only make it look so real to a point to where, you know,
Right.
it's either stiff or it's like Coraline where everybody's arms are made of spaghetti.
It's like Squidward.
Yeah. But, I mean...
There were some weird character design choices, like the white
Oh,
cop
yeah.
looks like a damn thumb. That was strange.
Did you know that was Kevin James?
I didn't know. Well, so my mom started watching it with us, and then
Right.
she was tapped out because she's like, "This is terrible."
God, not your mom.
And she's like, "Oh,
Oh.
Kevin James is in this fucking Steve
heard.
Buscemi
Uh-huh.
is Nevercracker," which we're gonna get in the names in a little bit.
God, look, bro. It was set in like the 60s.
Was it? Okay,
Yeah,
that makes
you
sense.
didn't
Yeah,
notice-
yeah,
you
yeah,
didn't
with the
notice all
cars.
those-
Yeah,
yeah.
because they had a wooden.
And also just the
The,
way that they were acting, too.
Bones
Bones.
looked like Marilyn Manson.
He did. I forgot who plays him.
Fucking the guy from My Name's Earl.
Oh shit.
I can't remember his name, but he was also in Mallrats, which I literally just saw a scene from today. Because Stan
Never heard
Lee
of that.
was in it.
Mallrats?
Yeah, it's Mallrats. Jason Lee, that's his name.
Word.
From he was also the voice of the dog superhero. Remember that came out forever ago?
Oh, Crypto the Superdog?
No, it was a live action show.
Oh.
Live action movie. Underdog. You remember that?
Oh,
Unlocking some memories right now.
Fuck!
You remember it's Underdog?
God, what a movie that was.
It was a long time ago when I saw that movie.
Yeah, it was. Holy shit.
That's what I just unlocked a lot of people. People were watching. It's like, oh my god. You know the guy in the arcade who at the end was apparently got the babysitter. He looked like a character from SpongeBob to me for some reason, and I cannot explain. But he looked like he was a fish.
That's the guy. The guy that voices him is the guy that plays Napoleon Dynamite.
That makes sense. That makes complete and utter sense.
Oh man, there's another. Oh, the main character. What is DJ?
DJ, yeah.
Is fuck. I already forgot.
Oh, it's Mitchell Musso.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I thought that was fucking weird. And Hatching Pete. Which again, we unlocked some more memories for you.
I didn't. You know what? I couldn't even sit through that fucking movie.
I don't remember it. I don't think I ever watched it. The one DCOM movie I really liked was Lemonade Mouth, and that was just a good movie.
Yeah.
Also Bridget Medler, but that's beside the point.
Say that one more time.
Bridget Medler. Medler. You've never heard of her?
No.
The girl from Good Luck Charlie, the main older sister.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a movie.
No. The person who was in Lemonade Mouth was Bridget Medler. Yeah.
Yes.
No, that'd be a weird name for a movie.
That'd be a weird fucking name for a movie.
Let's talk about the names. Nevercracker.
That
dude was always a cracker.
Nevercracker.
Still.
No.
Is that a name?
Yeah.
That's an unfortunate name.
It's an old person name.
Clearly.
He was in, I think it said...
The 1800s at least. Because, I mean, they still had... or at least the late 1800s.
No, the War Pig. He was from, like, World War II or something. Or
well, I mean, still.
One of those wars.
That whole flashback scene made me, like, humans are horrible people.
Yeah, they are.
Like, the freak show thing in Carney's, like, the
that
horrible
shit was
time.
real, though.
I know. That's what made me realize it. Like, shit, we are awful people.
Yeah.
Humans are terrible.
Yeah.
Especially to each other.
I mean, it's easier to be horrible to each other than to be horrible to ourselves. So,
I mean, they were still pretty bad at themselves. I mean, we are just now acknowledging mental health issues, and that's
true.
We've been around for a lot longer than this year. Though some may seem like otherwise. But anyway, I digress.
Humans weren't so smart.
It's a blessing and a curse, really.
Return to monkey. Oh man.
You mentioned that thing about the mouth and like how they use motion cap. It didn't look like the babysitter used motion cap because her face was expressionless.
I mean, she's played her part perfectly. Because whoever played her was great because I've had a babysitter.
That was an aesthetic in the mid 2000s of the emo babysitter. Nailed it.
Oh yeah.
You had an emo babysitter?
It was I had a babysitter.
I only had preppy babysitters.
I had a babysitter that was like really nice to my birth mom.
Yeah.
When she was taking care of me.
Sure.
And as soon as she would leave, the babysitter would be like, "All right."
Horns come out and the teeth grow.
I wouldn't say she was exactly mean. She just wouldn't let me do the things that I got away with when my mom was home. So she was like...
She disciplined me.
It was like, she put me in the corner for the first time ever in my life, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
This isn't cool. Come on, man.
I just want to watch...
Corner's lame.
I want to watch Transformers.
You put me in the corner without the TV. You do realize that, right?
All I did was tip over your soda because it's gross. It's not my fault. Your phone was in the way. It got destroyed. I'm not sorry, Kelly.
Kelly, if you're watching this, please like and subscribe. Also, fuck off, apparently. I had a babysitter who once went through our trash can and then threw everything up in the trash can.
What?
Yeah, because we found wrappers behind the couch and puke in the trash can.
Was your babysitter
She had... No. No, she had some eating disorders, and I'm not making fun of her. We were just very concerned. And
but, like...
Yeah, she went through our trash, though, so that was a little weird.
Was it at this house?
No, different house.
Okay.
Yeah, it was at my house.
There was definitely a pantry full of shit every time.
Every time. Well, there was back then, too.
I bet there was. Holy shit.
Always. Never, none of my friends ever go hungry here. Anyway, back to the.
I want to talk about real quick how much of a dick those boys were to each other for like a hot second.
Yeah, that's kind of a toxic friendship.
All over Halloween trick or treating.
Yeah.
But like, they're definitely.
How old were they?
Oh, man.
8, 9, 10?
No.
By the way, some courageous ass 10-year-olds. Or courageous ass children, preteens.
I mean, they've got to be. They've got to be like going into at least. Excuse me. At least going into middle school.
Right.
But so probably like they just started
10, 11. Well, they did say puberty a couple times.
That's
true. I loved how at the end the girl was like, "Good luck with puberty."
Right.
No. Sorry, I'll try.
Rewatching this movie, I had completely forgotten she was a redhead.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought she was blonde in my brain.
You know what? I get that because I too thought, just from commercials I had seen, I thought she was blonde too.
She's too smart to be a blonde though.
So yeah.
So I don't know why I remembered her as a blonde.
I don't know. I didn't understand the fighting between them and getting her because like.
She's a girl.
Yeah, I guess so.
A girl that's not from school.
Mm.
So she doesn't know anything about them.
Which means she can't hate them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And she never did.
It seems like they made a good impression. And DJ got a little kiss. So.
Chowder was a creep. I don't care for Chowder.
Chowder
is like.
Okay.
Every stereotype you could think of a large preteen child was Chowder in the mid 2000s.
Did you catch the line about what his parents were doing that one night though?
No.
His dad was at the pharmacy at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Which you worked there, but
sure.
Pharmacies close at like 8 at the latest, and his mom was at dinner with her personal trainer. So his dad is
working. I gotcha.
Because why are you at the pharmacy at 10 o'clock at night?
Right, I gotcha. Yeah,
and even later into the night, and not notice that your son is missing until the morning of when you come home.
Yeah.
So
I didn't catch that. No.
Yeah, both of his parents are very neglectful to you. So Chowder's kind of just fending for himself. And
clearly,
he is one of my favorite characters out of the movie, if not my favorite character.
He delivered my favorite line. Look who just won the screw up. And I wrote down me if I eventually get married.
That's how I feel currently with my girlfriend.
But that was like one of my favorite lines. I heard. Okay, for the record, the last third of this movie, I really liked. The first 2/3 of this movie, I was like, okay.
See,
I don't know if I can get through this.
That's the thing about it. You
have to stick it out.
The stuff,
truly.
The stuff at the beginning is just really just world building, so you understand.
And there was a lot of world building,
right?
And there was still world building, like in the last part of it too.
Yeah, but the last part of that last part of world building
mm-hmm.
would not have been as impactful had you not seen the what was it 2 days before that it was 2 days before
something
Halloween.
Like that.
Yeah, because they spent the first night it was just DJ by himself, and then the second night
the black cop didn't die first. I thought that was a step in the right direction.
Did you know that was Nick Cannon?
I did know that was Nick Cannon, and I found that super weird.
I didn't know that until I watched the movie.
I didn't realize he was as old as he was.
It's fucking yeah.
I thought he was I thought he's been 26 for the last 15 years.
No, he's about to be 40.
Man does not age.
No, I think he actually is 43 years old.
He's 41. 41? My mom looked it up. Yeah, my mom looked up the entire cast and how old everyone was.
That's funny.
Because she does at the beginning of every movie. Oh, who's in this movie?
I do that too. I'm trying to figure out who I recognize and stuff.
I usually do that about midway through the movie when I realize that's who I like in this movie.
Yeah.
Let me look her up. It's pretty much just everyone here is just everything here is me criticizing however everyone looks.
Okay,
in the movie.
So here's what I think the problem is. You had never seen the movie before this, right?
No, and that's the big thing, and I acknowledge that in my notes. I'm like, look, if I had seen this when I was little, I would love this movie. It's just it's a solid movie for kids. Movie? For kids, it's a good movie.
It was.
I don't have the level of nostalgia that everyone else has attached to it because I never saw it, but I completely understand it.
Yeah.
Especially with the last bit of that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I will say from a different point of view, Liz said she had never seen it either.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, she had seen like the first like 15 minutes of it, but
Ryan watched it in Spanish, so he really was not because he was in school and they're like, all right, we're gonna watch Monster House, but in Spanish. He's like, what the fuck is going on? I don't speak Spanish.
That's funny, but she went with her family and her older brother. Was so terrified of the first 15 minutes. He's my age. So when this came out, we were like 8 or 9, just turning 9.
Yeah.
But he cried.
Really?
And they had to leave because it was so scary.
So.
And this is a scary movie.
No, this has all of what a horror movie needs.
Yeah.
And
this is like
one of the
perfect.
The thing about horror movies is that it takes a comfortable situation, like, you know, a haunted house or a house that is alive,
right,
and makes it to where you're no longer comfortable in that scenario.
Yeah.
And so it does it really well, I think, especially for kids, because like kids just like, oh, a creepy house, that's all it is, right? No, this house is alive, and it's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Right. My real only problem with it is kind of the logic. Because how has this house been
horror movie logic, man,
for so long, and nobody has looked into why has any? Well, I guess nobody's gone missing because Nevercracker doesn't want anybody on the lawn. But like,
right?
How is nothing else more serious than that happened until now?
I mean, the dog got taken.
But like,
everything was alive though, which we found out at the end when the dog just hops out of the hole.
Yeah,
and it's just like, and then peed on the jack-o'-lantern.
Did you watch how everybody else got out too?
I think some of them just climbed out.
Yeah,
I know the one kid, like at the end, they do like the real horror movie thing, like a zombie, and then he pulls out, Bones comes out.
He was something else. It was very weird though because they made sure that you knew he was above the drinking age. But
there is a surprising amount of adult things in this movie.
Yeah.
Especially references. They tried to make it to where adults can watch it. Clearly my mom couldn't. But it was tolerable to watch for adults, you know? They tried to make it that way. Like kind of throw in the joke here. Like the one with the Chowder's parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was
because I definitely didn't catch that as a kid.
No. Well, I didn't catch it now, but I clearly wasn't paying enough attention because I'm sure I was making a joke at how bad it looks.
That's funny.
So, the scenes in the house I thought were cool. I thought they were weird, but I thought they were cool. And then to see that there's this woman in cement.
Yeah.
Without the backstory, is like, what the hell is Nevercracker doing? Nevercracker, because like maybe like they said, evil. Right? Like maybe he did kill his wife and sealed her in cement. Later on, we find out she was being a bitch and she fell.
Right. Which was like
understandably, because look, and when you deal with that, when you're a carny and you get things thrown at you and you're shown around because you're big.
Right.
You obviously get a little salty at people, and then when kids do the same thing, you're just like.
All right, let's go. She didn't do anything to the kids yet.
No.
I don't think she could have done anything except pick them up and shake them. So, like...
Use crazy kids? Well, no, until she became the house.
Yeah.
Which, that was an interesting way to go about it, because I really think you could probably make this, if they wanted to go the Disney route and make a live-action remake, I think they could do a really good job of doing that.
Especially now.
Right, exactly.
With the level of animation and stuff.
Even if they just made like a haunted house instead of like an alive house,
Yeah.
They could still do it and like bring in the old fans and still make it really good.
Yeah. I feel like they would have to make it like
not a walking house.
Well, no, like age the kids a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe have them. They're about to graduate or something, and they run into a similar.
Or they go to a Halloween party or something,
right.
Some shit like that.
And the Halloween party turns out to be like a sacrifice to the house that is haunted.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
That would be.
I mean, you could definitely this movie, like I said, is like a good horror movie.
Yeah.
And if you were to age up your audience, you still have a really good movie,
Yeah.
And like I said, the parts especially when they got separated, with the air ducts coming in, getting that one girl, and I think it was like the carpet tongue, which I thought was a cool touch. The carpet being the tongue.
Yeah.
And scooping Chowder up and them all ending up in the same place, and then them getting regurgitated was interesting.
That was hilarious. It was one of my favorite parts of the movie.
And just using various parts of the house as like parts of a person's face.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. With like the uvula as the chandelier.
Funny thing about that one. When I first watched it when I was younger, I didn't know what a uvula was.
Sure.
So I didn't catch what it was trying to do with the tongue being there and then the uvula being right above it and then the whole regurgitation thing. But like when Chowder said, "Oh, it's a girl," I thought that the uvula was like a vagina or something. Clit. Right? Yeah, I was like, because I didn't know what a clit was either. But
it's like that's point, how they're different from us.
I had just started watching porn too, so my brain was like,
sure.
Okay, so that is if that's makes it a girl, that must be. Why is that in there if this is the mouth? It didn't make any sense to me. I didn't know what a uvula was until I was like 13.
Sure. You knew what porn was before the uvula.
Listen,
all right.
Listen.
Everyone develops differently.
I was very.
I didn't know what a uvula was till yesterday. Anyway.
What?
Kidding. No, that'd be. Did you learn what an aglet was before a uvula? No. They didn't write a uvula. I've said it too many times. A uvula song in Phineas and Ferb.
They did not.
But they made an aglet song. Perhaps.
You know what?
Perhaps then Papa Mar needs to go back and write a uvula song.
I don't think we need that. I don't think we needed the aglet song to be real. It's a bop, but like, I don't think we needed it.
No. Let's see. What else did I write down? Oh, Nevercracker got an ambulance. They just let him leave.
No, he stole that. I think they were trying to imply that he stole it.
No, he did steal, but they let him. Like, no one chased after him.
I would chase after him.
Left.
Old man.
The building. Old man left the building with dynamite in his cast, no less. Where did he get the dynamite?
No, he grabbed it from the house.
I thought. See, I didn't see that, so I just thought he was just.
Yeah, it was
stopped off on the way.
No.
And grabbed some dynamite. Can you imagine? Let me just stop by the store and get some dynamite real quick.
You know what? No, I don't. Because he never went inside once he got out of the ambulance.
No, he tried to calm her down, before she got up and terrorized her. What?
Because he didn't
pull it out of his cast.
He didn't bring it in with him, I don't think, unless he's just always carrying dynamite on him. But like, they definitely would have taken that from him.
Unless he's putting it somewhere that you can access it.
I think
even after they take your clothes off.
I think they just are like.
Did he smuggle?
Well, he
into the hospital through his anus.
Finding out that he's like part of the demolition. He used to be part of a demolition squad in the military. Or whatever.
It's true, he was.
So like having it around the house, the explanation is it just fell out of the house when it got up, and he just happened to grab it, but also happened to grab matches.
And then he gave it to a child.
Yeah. I mean, they did a good job with it.
That's true.
Didn't really work.
I wrote, this man's made a lot of mistakes in his life. Mistakes that were in the vein of love and protection. A lot of mistakes nonetheless.
I mean, I think his only mistake was holding on for so long.
Of course. It's to teach you a valuable lesson. If you love it, let it go.
Yeah. Which
I wrote a song called that when I was like 11.
Nice.
Don't have it anymore.
Nice.
The only lyric I remember is, if you love it, let it go. Yeah, yeah. That's all I remember. It must have been a fantastic song.
It must have been a really good song.
OSHA definitely had a stroke watching this movie. OSHA?
Oh.
They had a stroke watching this movie. You just walk into construction site.
This is back in the day, bro. There's a lot less standards.
That's true. I doubt OSHA was a thing in the 60s or the 60s, 60s? Is that when you said?
60s, sometime. Because,
60s,
I'm trying to think.
70s. Regardless. I mean, they didn't arrest people for drunk driving back then, so.
I mean,
how it
definitely did, but, like, I feel like.
They weren't as strict about it. My aunt was a cop back then, so she was like, we knew, but, like, we didn't care.
Understandable. But, I don't know, this something about the, who was it? Oh, something about the cops that just didn't sit right with me.
The one looked like a thumb.
Other than
the other was, like, stick thin.
I mean, but that's a normal buddy
That's true.
Stereotype.
It's true.
One of them has to be fat, and the other one has to be skinny. Both of them can't be a rookie.
So was this the prequel or the sequel to Mall Cop? Is this how Kevin James became a cop because he got eaten by a house, or a mall cop because he got eaten by a house, or was he that before?
I mean, you could argue both ways. I feel like.
And then he switched jobs after Mall Cop 2 came out, and everyone was like, "Please stop, please, for the love of God, stop."
One. Fucking pick one. But no.
You seen Mall Cop 2? My brother and my mom went to go see it, and they walked out 5 minutes in.
Unfortunately, I watched the entire thing. Yes.
Oh no.
God. You know what's funny though? I really loved the first one.
First one's good.
When it came out, I
Me
was
too.
like in love with it.
I highly doubt it holds up. It's been a long time since I've watched it. I don't want to watch it again, so it ruins it for me. Music was good in it though.
Me and Liz watched it. I think 2 years ago.
Yeah, and you're just disappointed.
Man.
Yeah.
That's
why I refuse to watch it because I don't want it to get down.
Kevin James is not a bad actor.
No,
he's not by any means.
What was that one movie? He wasn't in a serious movie. That was Adam Sandler. And
Zookeeper. I feel like.
Was that a serious movie? It was a good movie. I enjoyed it at the time.
It wasn't a serious movie because there's a talking fucking gorilla. The entire zoo.
That's a good point.
But only Kevin James can hear it.
So he's crazy. He's crazy.
Do you know what that movie is based off of?
Schizophrenia?
No. I mean, yes, but no.
I'm not making fun of schizophrenia.
It's based off of a
We've said worse.
old school arcade game of the name Zookeeper. And what you do in...
It's better than the other movie Adam Sandler made about old arcade games.
I don't even... I avoided that movie so much.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah,
I just know what I heard.
Every piece of footage I've seen from it is horrible.
Bad.
It is horrible. I watched the climax of it. I watched the video of it on Facebook, and man. But we're not here talking about other movies. We're talking about Monster House. Fuck. I love this movie.
I understand.
I think, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I only love it because of the nostalgia. But I also
how most things are.
I honestly still think, even to this day, it's a good movie.
I think I think the story itself holds up.
Yeah, when you keep it just to a horror, like a kid's horror movie.
Yes,
it's very, because man, was I terrified of it. I didn't want to watch it when it first came out. It took me like a year to get into it because it came out on TV. I was like, oh, I guess if it's on Cartoon Network.
As I say, it was on Cartoon Network like, all the time.
Yeah.
Growing up, yeah.
Yeah, and I would every year I'd catch it. It was that one, the fucking.
I just know Jack Frost is on there every Christmas.
Scary Godmother, that movie. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
There was like 3.
Yeah. I usually actually didn't watch TV during Halloween time. I just didn't want to.
I lived for Halloween specials, dude. All through October.
The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody one was elite, though. I will say that. It's not even a Halloween special. It's just the haunted room.
Yeah.
Haunted hotel room. It's room.
Yeah, because it came out during like the summer or something.
Yeah.
It didn't even come out around Halloween.
No.
They always played it afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Fucking.
No, that scared the shit out of me. I'm sure this movie would have too. I don't know why I never watched it. I just didn't.
Well, I think the scariest part of it was how believable it kind of was. Like, despite the whole house literally.
Yeah. The haunted house aspect. Like this has. It's almost like what we were talking about with Amityville Horror. The house was a character.
Yeah.
In itself, and even if it was not a house being alive, it was a house that's haunted.
Right.
It's still a character
and
itself.
It had its own personality.
Right. This actually did have some Amityville Horror vibes for kids.
Yeah. I feel like this just took Amityville Horror and made a kids movie.
Yeah.
And was like, okay, in order to sell it to kids, we have to have it literally come alive.
Right.
And also can't kill anybody. So we just
made
an old man sad by himself because his house is his wife, or his wife became the house. Yeah.
She's a brick. Actually, she's a wood house.
She had a brick foundation and basement though.
That's true.
But I feel like
and cement.
Yeah, back in the day,
that's how she died.
But that was just the floor of the basement.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of fucked up for.
Also, just they built in the middle of the desert.
That also was a little weird, but I feel like
that was not desert.
No, I think if it's like historically accurate,
it makes sense. Yeah.
The area that neighborhood was built in was what was left over after like the Dust Bowl and all of that.
Okay. Yeah. Like the middle of the country. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Very Midwestern. Very. I mean, they sound like the dad and the mom sound like Michigan parents.
Oh, they do.
If not Michigan, then like South Dakota.
Yeah.
Not North Dakota though. It's too cold up there for there to be a desert.
Yeah. No. That's all. That's how they all sounded. Yeah. No.
God. Just the mom, really. Just.
So at first when they were leaving with like the toothbrush in the back, I thought it was a guitar. I was like, oh cool, they're going to a concert. No, it was a toothbrush. My mom's like, hey, well, it's a toothbrush. I'm like, that makes them slightly less cool.
The dad also says, honey, could you go get the incisor? It's like, what kind of, is this supposed to be a dentist convention? What is happening here? Because there was no mention of where they were going, or what they were doing.
You're just peacing out for the week, or for the 2 days. And the babysitter left to go find her boyfriend and then just never came back. Obviously, because she's with that other guy.
Yeah, I mean,
with SpongeBob fish-looking guy.
She had to be there to get paid, so she was there when the parents came home.
She was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
She can't, but she was gone for literally that entire day until that point. She's smart though, because she's done this before.
I forgot. How did no one notice the house get up and move and just start taking
on Halloween night? I said the same.
On Halloween night, and then an explosion nearby. Just nothing. No one saw anything.
You would think. I mean, okay.
Also, bravest 3 children ever.
So
in a movie.
They also said that
maybe
there was only 2 cops, and those 2 were inside of the house.
Yeah. Did they ever come out? Did I miss that part? Okay,
yeah. End, yeah. When Bones gets up out of the house after the dog pees.
Oh, so I looked away for a second. I don't know. That's when I turned it off.
Yeah.
So I missed it.
It's like technically one of the first like after credit scenes.
Right.
But it's like a mid credit scene.
Right.
At the very most, but but yeah, but those are the only 2 cops. So I feel like there's only 1 fire truck, and it was busy.
And probably 1 ambulance, and it's now stolen.
Yeah. So like a couple of people probably needed it, but maybe it was just like literally just a small town out in the middle of nowhere. So
all things considered, Mr. Nevercracker was actually a pretty decent character.
I mean, Steve Buscemi is a god.
That's true.
Being
hello, fellow kids.
Huh?
Hello, fellow teens.
Yes.
Yes. I don't even know what that's from.
My favorite line by that man will always be, sometimes I think, does God look down on us, and is he afraid of us as I am of my creation?
It's from Spy Kids, right?
Spy Kids 2,
right.
Island of Dreams.
Right.
What a fucking fever dream that was.
The second and the third one, and Shark Boy and Lava Girl, fever dreams.
I mean,
I saw Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D. That was nuts.
God damn it, man! What a fucking crazy movie that was.
Dream. Anyway, that's around the same time, I think. 2006, 2007. What a time to be alive.
Right around.
What a time to be a child. All those movies came out.
We honestly.
George Lopez was ahead.
We're a little spoiled when it comes to movies.
Yes, but I will say I'm not entirely sure they're all good.
No, by no means is any.
Because I'm scared to go back and rewatch them because I'm gonna realize, wow, this is garbage. That's why I won't rewatch Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Fuck, I knew that was bad when it came out.
I loved the shit out of it because I used to have the goggles that had like a shark fin.
Yeah.
And
I loved it too. Don't get me wrong.
Shark gloves when I went swimming. I thought it was Shark Boy, and now that I'm thinking about it, like, movie's garbage.
I love it.
Though Dream is a slap. That song slaps.
I really
even though it's not
a
song.
I had a huge crush on Lava Girl.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Crush.
You know they made a sequel to it on Netflix. Like it's not direct, but they're in a Shark Boy and Lava Girl are in it.
Yeah, and it's about their kids.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I didn't know. I would not imagine so.
The trailer itself was enough to make me go, you know what? I'm just gonna forget this even exists. Because man, I I was excited for a second. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be cool.
There's no nostalgia blinding you for that one.
Nope. Nope. Nostalgia can only go so far. Because if the first go around isn't like I mean, jeez, I feel like we have to do that movie just to talk about how bad it is.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't want to watch it.
I don't either. I don't want it to be ruined.
I don't want to watch it. I don't want to keep.
Well, and again, like we said last episode, there's always so much you can say about a bad movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's always so much you can say about a kids movie, which is why we've gone off the track like 700 times.
But like this movie is, I feel like we just got to get a better structure of how we talk about this too.
No.
No, you're right.
We said that.
And then
we haven't. I actually liked the way we did Amityville.
You're right.
And fucking the movie which I refuse to remember. Jason goes to hell. Oh, and I still have to edit that, and I'm scared. The movie was so bad. So bad.
I keep thinking about that line. Fucking Duke said.
Oh dear God. You know what? Believe it or not, through just kind of talking it out, I like this movie more than I did when I walked in here.
Mm-hmm. Because you gotta. I feel like with this movie and movies like it, you have to like strip away what it means to be a good movie,
right?
And just look at what were they trying to do?
You have to look at it through the eyes of the target audience.
Not even. I wouldn't even say that.
No,
not even
through someone who likes this movie.
No, just think of it. The way I think about it is, what were they trying to do with this movie?
The fuck calls it kids chowder?
They said they probably started with the title, Monster House.
That's how most movies are started. Not always. But actually, I take that back. I'm sure none of them start with the title.
This movie definitely seems like it was. They built it from the title to the finish, to the credits, and they were just like, all right. Not saying that they just threw shit in there, but they were like, all right, how do we make everybody afraid of this house? Okay, make it ugly,
make it haunted. We'll play it out, but I see where we're going. Make the house haunted, but also alive.
If you make it alive though, make it actually like breathe, have a heartbeat, and all this other. Make it really alive. Okay, so if it's alive, how is it alive? All right, we marry it to this old crazy dickhead. His name is Nevercracker, so that he sounds even crazier than he actually is, because he's just sad. But you don't know that. You don't know that until the last 10 minutes of the movie.
That's several years.
God. Okay, the other thing though about
same though. Hashtag sad boy years.
Just the last, really, like you said earlier, the last like
30 minutes.
The last third of the movie is really where it
takes off. Yeah.
I mean, just the
first 30 minutes were boring as shit.
I'm trying to think of
second 30 minutes were fine.
That first like jump scare that they throw at you when DJ is
that what we're calling it?
Okay, but that's
no,
what
as
it's
a child.
To,
no, yeah.
That's what. Like I said, you gotta look at what they're going for here.
No, you're right.
The way that they played it you really get it like from the kid's perspective too, because it's not like a narrator or something that he's like saying okay and something's about to happen, or it's not like how. So a lot of the times they try to make it from all the kids' perspective. Because you don't know. We never see Chowder's house except for that one scene where he's on the phone. But it's just his room. And it's just in the dark and he's playing video games. But that's it. And that's just to develop the Chowder of him.
Chowder it all out.
Yeah. I mean, when you name a character like that, you have to make him like that.
He very much was.
I mean, because I look at the show called Chowder.
It's interesting. God, I love that show. It's funny how he's your favorite, and that I think he might possibly be my least favorite character in any movie I've ever watched. He was so annoying.
God.
I like DJ. He's actually like a decent protagonist.
I hated DJ. He's pretentious as fuck.
No, he is.
He is.
But he's decent. He does have a stick up his ass.
For no reason. He's spoiled as shit. Doesn't know how good he has it. And then the redhead girl, I have no quarrel with her because she's just trying to sell candy, and I get it. You know, she's a good salesman. She's a good saleswoman. I'll give her that.
The way she negotiated.
Yeah, she's like I know what's going on here.
I get you.
Yeah.
Me and you, same page.
Once she heard, the parents are here, it's like, okay.
Me and you, same page, same word, same chapter, same paragraph.
It's like the babysitter was probably like her when she was that age. So.
Me and you, page 257.
Right. But, just having it from just having it from DJ's perspective, even though I don't like him as a character, it made the movie, have a different feel to it. Because if you had it like a Scooby-Doo gang, it's from all their perspectives. You get a little backstory
from the group
all of them.
Perspective, yeah.
Right. You kind of lose the terror of it, because it's like, okay, you got 3 whole entities coming at this one thing.
Right.
Versus DJ and his 2 friends, they just met, are going into the house that has lived across the street from him since he was born. Because it very much seemed like they were just always there.
Why was he taking pictures of Nevercracker?
Because he's a very curious kid, and that's what he thinks investigation is. Because he bases his whole life on TV. There's a lot of mystery. A lot of this movie is lended to the time period that it's set into.
Right. Right.
Because kids of our day and age would have just set the house on fire from the outside. They would have figured some way to like a Molotov cocktail or something. Because I feel like that would have been a little easier. If they were teenagers, that was the first thing they would have tried.
Yeah.
But
a Molotov cocktail with a match to go.
Right.
That's from Night Train by Guns N' Roses.
You're always quoting shit that I don't know.
So, literally, if you name not any word, but a lot of words, I have strong word association with music and lyrics.
Understandable. I mean,
this is how my brain works.
Yeah.
Or maybe it doesn't.
No, I get it.
No, my brain doesn't work. It's not functional.
No, like I said, I get it. Fuck.
Too much nonsense.
It's just a lot going on. Just a lot going on. Just like this movie, there's just a lot going on.
There is. I think I've said my piece about it.
Okay.
Are we rating this movie?
I am.
You are? Alright, go ahead. Rate this movie.
Because I'm going an honest rating of it. I'll give it, excluding the nostalgia factor, I'm giving it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Oh my god,
because it was way better than Jason, way better. Which I remember, if I said 2 originally, then I knocked it back down to a 1 because that movie sucks. If I could, I'd give it a negative number. But like we both said, we both felt like we had to give it a rating.
Yeah.
4.5 because again, I don't have the nostalgia factor, and I really only liked the last third of it.
Okay. I
appreciate the movie for what it is.
Yeah.
That I at least can say, especially after this conversation. Let's give it a 5 out of 10. Let's just say 5 out of 10.
Okay.
And call it a day.
I'll say I'm saying 8. Without the nostalgia, I'm still giving it an 8 because the animation for it and the story kind of blend so well that if you were to change something about either and not change it to match the other, it would kind of mess with how the movie goes.
Yeah.
I was thinking of if this were a Tim Burton movie,
fully claymation,
right? And or not even that, but Tim Burton style and all of that with
just turn the darkness setting
right, yeah,
all the way up.
Yeah, exactly. If you were to do something like that to this movie, but try to do the same story,
I don't think you're right.
It would not be capturing because you would be so confused by what's going on visually. You wouldn't be able to focus on the story. But if you were to do the opposite and make it keep it the same animation, but make the story, try to make it scarier than what it is. It's you can only go so far with the living house. Because once you bring the house alive,
realistically, everything there's a big contrast between the house and everything around it. Because when the movie starts and when everything is going on, the house is kind of in this nice fall area, and they show it to you off the bat with a leaf flying by the house.
Right.
And this blonde girl on a pink, like a bright pink little trike.
Yeah.
And then you got this big brooding, dark, not rusty, but like rotten. Some panels rotten house.
Yeah.
And it's a good contrast because like if you try to give it this big foreboding thing right off the bat, like have like all the dead trees and or like things that don't lose their leaves or anything like that, and then have the house there, it just doesn't work. You're right. If it's just even just slight changes to it here and there, it doesn't work.
Yeah. The
same way. You have to change both. Like, yeah, you're right. The stylistically, this movie only works the way it was made.
Yeah. And then the characterization of everything down to even like the background characters, like the parents have their own thing going on that you're not really invested in, but it gives you that sense of, okay, this movie isn't like overcrowded with characters, but it's also not just the three kids.
Right. Because you had the three kids, you had the parents, or the two parents, because we knew of Chowder's parents, and we knew of the girl's mom.
Because she came to pick her up at the end, but you don't see her.
We heard her, because she did call her, remember?
Yeah.
And we never heard the conversation.
Yeah.
And then we knew the babysitter, Bones, Mr. Nevercracker,
the gas pizza dude,
the pizza dude, and then the two cops. So that's less than 10 characters.
And then Judy at the station, but she doesn't really count.
Who's Judy at the station?
That was who the.
Oh yeah, but she wasn't in the. She wasn't again. That was someone we heard.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's 10 characters in the whole movie, and the wife and the house. I guess if
you had
if
in
you
this
really
movie, you have to consider
so that's 11 characters.
Yeah.
In total, I mean they definitely could have gone in depth on a lot of the characters, and that would have been too much.
Right.
But then you would feel like there'd be too many loose ends to tie up.
The story is a very singular child versus singular thing. Right. Because obviously the two friends being there, they helped. DJ couldn't have defeated the house without it, without his friends. But like the main protagonist and the main antagonist clash so well that it's like,
right.
I mean, come on.
Right.
For a kids movie, it's kind of deep too with the whole the house, why the house is alive and why it's haunted, and what the relationship actually is between Nevercracker and the house.
Right, and the whole "if you love it, let it go" kind of mantra there, which he kind of had to dig a little bit. Like I said, they definitely made it to where adults can throw it on with the kids and they can enjoy it.
Right. Too. Yeah. And it made,
except my mom.
And for the time too.
Yeah.
It was very. You know what? It was a very.
Was this before Coraline?
I think so.
Okay, because it's kind of almost in like. I'm not saying it's as good as Nightmare on Before Christmas, but like it's in the same vein where like it's a kids movie, but it's before its time. Like because now they'll tell this scary kids stories, but they weren't back then. So
I definitely
we have to do that movie at some point. Nightmare Before Christmas
should be during Christmas.
Yeah,
I personally believe that Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie.
Wait, I think it's both. I think you can play it either time.
I mean, yeah, you can.
Which is why it's great.
It definitely would. I prefer it during Christmas just because.
Sandy Claus.
Not even just the what's this song?
Yeah.
That whole because that goes on for so long too, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll do that later. All right, but that should wrap it up here. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe. Tell friends if you have them. I don't. Except him. And Brennan. That's it. I have no more friends. Please, I need friends.
You can't do that, Wally. They're going to call somebody and they're going to be like, we got to get somebody to watch him. He's sad. Don't want him to himself. You can't say it on YouTube, but like, man.
Right. We'll be back on a regular schedule.
Don't promise that.
Hopefully in November. We will have more than 1 week of these. And hopefully.
It's been rough, guys. It's been rough.
Hopefully the sicknesses are gone.
All three of you.
So yeah.
Not even just
the
four
sicknesses.
It's
4 per video.
4?
Yeah, 4. One of them makes. So yeah, I guess it is 3.
Still 3. Yes. Okay. Got you.
Like I said, like this video. Follow us. It should come up down here, somewhere on the screen.
If the 3 of you watching have any requests,
yeah,
comment.
Please. I'm gonna request
give
one.
Give us some movies that we have never watched before, maybe, you know.
And we might watch them in the next year.
I mean,
that much.
He'll see the notification.
I will.
So he's gonna tell me, and I'm gonna remind him. And we're gonna.
I was more or less working out, trying to get here and recording it. We'll watch it. Whether or not we get here and record it is another story.
Okay, yeah. We can't promise whether or not we'll be alive to do it.
Aliens really got you, huh?
Look.
So, peace out, everybody.
Not allowed to mention it anymore.